Miss. Yes, did you know about mental health? About mental health, there's nothing that I hate more than students who are sad and depressed but don't see halfway.
I mean, like, why? Especially students who have stress about their academic performance, financial problems, and family pressure. Why you keep being silent about it, love? Why you blaming yourself? Bounce back, go out, and live your life like there is no tomorrow.
Hi guys, welcome to our research report video presentation about mental health problem among Unikl. I bet all of us have heard about mental health problem for decades now. And let's see how bad it was in affecting someone's precious life. It may lead to self-harm, health issue, and also it might drop your academic performance. First of all, what is a mental health? Mental health is a critical component of overall well-being, encompassing emotional, social, and psychological well-being. Good mental health is an essential component for personal growth, productivity, and to the ability to maintain and build relationships. In this research report, together we will create a better environment and society.
Hi, my name is Dania Sofina binti Miss Maisha. Next, I will be presenting the demographic profile section of our study. This section is important because it helps us to understand who our respondents are and how their backgrounds relates to the purpose of our research. Let's start with age distribution. Based on the pie chart, most of our respondents, 90.6%, are between 18 to 23 years old. Meanwhile, 9.4% are aged 24 to 30 years old, and there were no respondents aged 31 and above. This shows that the majority of our participants are young adults, which is important for understanding their perspective. Next, let's talk about gender distribution. The survey shows that 71.9% of respondents were female, while 28.1% were male. This means that more females participated in the survey compared to males. Now, let's look at the programs of study. The largest group of respondents, 27.5%, came from the International Business Program. This was followed by 21.9% from Management and Entrepreneurship, 15.6% from Marketing, and 12.5% from Islamic Finance. Meanwhile, 9.4% came from Finance Technology, 3.1% from Accounting, and no respondents from Analytical Economics. This data highlights the diverse academic background of our participants, which provide a broad perspective for our study. Next, let's move to the question where the students' current year of study affect their mental health. The answer showed that 46.9% of students said yes, meaning their mental health is affected by their studies. Another 46.9% said it happens sometimes, which means they feel the impact from time to time. Only 6.3% of the respondents said never, suggesting that very few students feel their mental health is not affected by their academic work. This shows that most students feel stress and pressure related to their studies. Lastly, another question asks if students feel socially isolated while studying at Unikl. 50% of the respondents answered yes, meaning they often feel isolated. 34.4% said they feel isolated sometimes, and only 15.6% said they never feel socially isolated. This indicates that many students experience loneliness or a lack of social connection during their studies. It's clear that social isolation is a common issue among students at Unikl. To conclude, the demographic profile section gives us a clear picture of our respondents. It shows their age, gender, study programs, and also questions like mental health and also social isolation. These findings are very useful for understanding our participants and the challenges they face. That's all for me. Thank you. Now I will pass to the next presenter.
My name is Nur Anisha binti Zainuddin. Today, I'll be presenting about the causes of mental health problems according on a survey conducted with UB students and supported by research. Now, let's begin by discussing financial struggles. Our survey shows that 37.5% of UB students believe financial struggles always cause mental health problems, while 53.1% think financial issues might contribute to them. Only 9.4% don't believe financial struggles are a factor. Research by Green and Patil supports this, showing that people with lower incomes are 1.5 to 3 times more likely to experience mental health problems, such as depression and anxiety, compared to those with higher incomes. Moving on to the next slide, we ask students how they feel about discussing their mental health. The result shows that 53.1% feel neutral about sharing their struggles, while 37.5% feel very uncomfortable and only 9.4% feel very comfortable opening up. According to Martinelli, people want to feel heard when they are struggling with emotions or challenges that might make them feel isolated. Next slide is, let's look at social media's impact on mental health. Our survey revealed that 46.9% of UB students feel social media negatively affects their mental health, while 34.4% said it has a positive impact and 18.8% said it has no impact. Research by Callis et al. Found that the use of social networking sites is linked to an increased risk of depression, anxiety, and psychological distress. The American Academy of Child Health also warns that too much screen time can lead to problems like attention deficit, low self-esteem, and increased aggression. Next slide is academic pressure is another significant factor. According to our survey, 78.1% of UB students believe academic pressure can lead to mental health problems. 12.5% are unsure and 9.4% don't think it's a cause. Research from Papua Malayan Colleges, Mindanao, shows that high academic demands often cause anxiety and feelings of inadequacy, which are common symptoms of depression. Finally, for the last slide, we'll look at the role of family conflicts. The survey shows that 75% of UB students believe family conflicts contribute to mental health problems, while 12.5% are unsure and 9.4% don't think family disagreements are a trigger. Research by Cooper-Ming et al. Highlights that teenagers exposed to frequent family conflicts are more likely to experience sadness, isolation, and aggression. This can reduce their ability to handle stress and lead to long-term mental health challenges. So, to conclude, financial struggles, difficulties, and opening up, social media, academic pressure, and also family conflicts are all major contributors to mental health problems. Understanding these causes can help us create a more supportive environment for students. So thank you for listening to my presentation. So I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Tunku Aina Syafika binti Tunku Sulaiman, and I will continue the presentation by discussing the effects of mental health problems among Unikl students based on our survey data and research that we gathered. So let's dive in and explore what our findings reveal. So, moving on to the first slide, we have negative impact on academic success. As you can see, our first finding is going to be exploring how mental health impacts academic success. And based on the chart, it indicates 87.5% of our respondents agreed that mental health negatively affects academic success. and 9.4% remain neutral, possibly suggesting that they see academic stress and mental health as distinct. Meanwhile, only 3.1% disagreed, showcasing a small fraction who believe mental health and academic stress are separate issues. So this aligned with research by Eisenberg et al. 2009, which showed that students with serious mental illness struggle to lower academic self-efficacy and poor study habits. So right now we're going to the next slide, which is self-harm and mental health. So moving on to the next slide, we also look into the link between mental health struggles and self-harm. So based on the chart, there are 75% of respondents chose yes to the question because they acknowledge that mental health struggles lead to self-harm, while 21.9% answered maybe expressed uncertainty, possibly due to the complexity of individual experiences. And there are 3.1% answered no, suggest differing perspective on the relationship between mental health struggles and self-harm. So this resonates with research conducted by Lund et al. 2023, which revealed that 16.1% of young people engage in self-harm each year, frequently impacted by social media, which is a factor that intensifies mental health issues. So yeah, right now we're going to the next slide, which is low self-esteem from mental health issues. So onto the next question, which is about low self-esteem. There are 75% of participants agreed that low self-esteem stems from mental health issues. So this insight is supported by Bowers et al. 2019, who identified a strong correlation between mental health struggles, increased anxiety, and depression. However, there are 21.9% chose to remain neutral, potentially reflecting diverse personal experiences, and while 3.1% disagreed, might have different views on the connection between mental health and self-esteem. Alright, so next slide, which we have mental health and physical health. So I'm going to touch about mental health problems that can lead to health issues. So I believe many of us know that mental health also affects physical health. And based on our survey, there are 78.1% responded yes when asked if mental health issues lead to physical health problems. So this observation aligns with findings by Lawrence et al. 2013, which indicate that 80% of premature deaths in those with mental illnesses result from preventable physical conditions. So the remaining 21.9% hesitated, selecting may be likely to representing uncertainty in understanding this relationship. And while the absence of no responses suggests that no respondents disagree on mental health impact on physical well-being. So yep, and then we continue with the last slide of the effect, which is mental health and substance abuse. So let's dive into the connection between mental health issues and substance abuse. So there are about 50% of respondents answered sometimes, which seems like the respondents have encountered individuals with mental health issues tangled in substance abuse. Meanwhile, there are 37.5% often witness it, and 12.5% report never encountering such situation. And according to HelpGuide.org 2024, there are 50% of individuals with severe mental disorder also struggle with substance abuse, highlighting the gravity of this issue. So to conclude all of the points that I have given below, mental health plays a big role in academic performance, self-esteem, physical health, and behaviors like substance abuse.
Hi everyone! So do you know that when it comes to mental health, there are definitely many effective ways for us to take care of ourselves. From therapy to exercise, mindfulness to medication, finding the right approach can make all the difference. Everyone's journey is unique and it is important to explore what works for you. Now, let us explore the many ways to support your mental well-being. And remember, you don't have to face it all alone. In this part, we will look at the solutions that we suggested in a questionnaire among UBIS students. Now, let's look at our first question, which is, do you think by building social connections help in reducing mental health problems? So based on the chart, it shows that 62.5% of respondents agree that building social connections can contribute to a reduction in mental health problems. On the other hand, 34.4% remain neutral, and only 3.1% of respondents disagreed with the idea that social connections can benefit mental health. So, according to research, when teenagers or young adults can talk to friends who understand their experiences more, it really helps them feel less isolated. Going on to our second question is, do you think nature can overcome mental health problems? Based on the chart, we can see that around 65.6% of respondents agree that engaging with nature can help overcome mental health challenges. Meanwhile, 21.9% of them express their neutrality, and 12.5% disagree with this statement. Besides that, actually, research shows that people who are more connected with nature are usually happier in life, and they're more likely to report feeling their lives are worthwhile. Because when we notice the beauty of nature, it can actually generate many positive emotions, such as calmness, joy, and creativity, as well as it can facilitate concentration in the things we do.
Moving on, our third question is, do you think by practicing a healthy lifestyle can positively impact our mental well-being? So based on the result, it shows that 78.1% of respondents think a healthy lifestyle can improve mental well-being. Meanwhile, 18.8% were neutral about it, and only 3.1% of respondents disagreed with the statement that a healthy lifestyle can improve mental health. Additionally, there's a study that indicates that a healthy lifestyle, which includes proper nutrition, getting regular exercise, sufficient sleep, and for some people, avoiding smoking, drug use, and alcohol, can significantly improve mental health. Not just that, it can also help manage symptoms of anxiety, stress, and depression. Next up, our fourth question is, do you think by setting an open and positive mindset prevents from developing mental health problems? So based on the data, it shows that 75% of respondents agree that an open and positive mindset can help prevent mental health problems. Meanwhile, 18.8% are neutral about it, and only 6.2% of respondents express their disagreement. Well, actually, according to research, one of the most powerful ways to cultivate a positive mindset is through self-talk. Because when you talk to yourself with kindness, compassion, and encouragement, you kind of challenge misconceptions and replace the negative thoughts with positive ones. Therefore, this simple act can reshape the way you think and feel. Not just that, it's also set to decrease rates of depression, distress, and pain. Last but not least, our fifth question is, do you think by pursuing a new hobby can help refresh our mind and body from negative thoughts? Based on the feedback, it shows that 75% agree that engaging in a new hobby can help reduce negative thoughts, while also enhancing our mental and physical well-being. Meanwhile, 18.8% are neutral on that matter, and only 6.2% disagreed with this perspective. Furthermore, according to a researcher, choosing to pick up a hobby is likely to lead to disappointment, because once we begin and experience the enjoyment it brings, it kind of activates our brain's reward system, therefore boosting our motivation to continue and helping protect against mental health issues.
To sum up our research report, we can see that mental health can even affect someone at a young age, and The unique stressor why it has happened, it might be because of financial, academic, or also family pressure. Meanwhile, the effects is not that they even know, like self-harm or maybe suicidal. That's why mental health studies among students are the critical importance of addressing psychological well-being. As the finding are discussed three solutions for Unikl students, which is the first one is to practice a healthy lifestyle, second to stay positive thinking and open-minded, and number three is to pursue a new hobby. Addressing mental health challenges early help to ensure a healthier and productive future among students and society as a whole.